Yeah, DS walk, daredevil world, signature finish up, let's go. Mic check, fade in, red light on, DS in the chair, new day, same dawn. Got notes in the pad, got truth on deck. Ask real tight questions, put respect on the check. We break plays down, then we break them again. From the huddle to the hustle to the how we would win. You can hear grind talk in the breaths we take. Every story got a scar, every star got weight. It's that signature and finisher talk. Staring every show with DS walk. Daredevil J, bring the flame, no fear. If you came for the real, park right here. It's that signature and finisher talk. Run it to the air, we don't never cut it short. Turn the volume up till the doubt disappear. If you came for the real, park right here, never drop in. Whole move, switch lanes, spin facts so sharp, cut straight through games. We don't chase bright noise, we just chase that proof. Put the mic on a mission, let the tape show truth. From the couch to the court, from the block to the board. Every guest got a journey, every play got a score. We just tie threads together, make the picture clear.
Welcome to the Signatures and Finisher podcast. I'm your host, DSY. You guys thought I was going to stop and stutter. Food everybody, because I'm good at that shit. Welcome to our show. And before I start, on behalf of me and Jamie, we want to send our condolences to the family of the man who was killed over the weekend of the Minnesota shooting. You don't condone violence?
I was going to say, I'm on this show, right?
Yeah.
Depends on what we're talking about. As far as what happened there, no, of course not.
No, we don't condone, that's what I'm talking about. We don't condone violence, what happened in Minnesota. We not making a joke about it. We send our well wishes and prayers to the family. I won't give the gentleman's name because I just don't want to. And since we all see the video and we know Alex's name, like I said, it breaks my heart that in 2026 we're still dealing with these type of issues, these type of situations, these type of crimes. And if y'all don't know about me, I just want peace. I just want everything to get better in our country, our lives, because my brother here about to have a baby, and I want my little niece, his daughter to be able to grow up in a world where it's safe and that he doesn't, and his wife doesn't have to worry about the danger that's going on in our society right now. It's not fair. So, on behalf of me and Jamie, I don't go out to the Alex and his family and just pray that things get better. That's all I want to say on that front. But again, welcome to the Signature Adventure Podcast. I'm your host, D.S. Wall, and right here to the left is my brother, my boy, my homie, the guy who likes to play with the devil and piss him off because he's doing some positive things out here in the world. Jay, and he's laughing because early on today, I sent him his superhero look, courtesy of Chat GPT. It made him a superhero and made me like Fresh Sanford, which I'm cool with that because I like Red Fox. And I had told him that.
There's nothing wrong with me and Red Fox.
That's right. So with me and my family, we will take out family pictures again. That's how we praise like Red Fox, Fred Sanford. But it also came back and made me do a superhero. And I say I looked pretty damn good. And some of y'all would say I look handsome. I look pretty damn good as a superhero. No. Depends how much you pay. Your boy might do some more superhero stuff. And just make sure you like and subscribe and share our show. Yeah, our show is brought to you by Riverside.fm. That's the free plug. They ain't paying us. And right. And our name. You live with DS Walking Daredevil J. And on today's show, before I turn over to Daredevil J, because he's gonna take it over from here. Today's show, we're talking about our favorite Royal Rumble moment. And I noticed a lot of them. The Royal Rumble go back since the 80s, so there's a lot of moments. I know everybody has their favorite Royal Rumble match, their favorite Royal Rumble moment, all the whole 9 yards. So let's get right to it. So, Daredevil J, give us your favorite moment or your top 3 Royal Rumbles.
Favorite Royal Rumble winner from the Royal Rumble itself, I'd probably have to say Undertaker, just because Macho Man never got to win one, so might as well default to my next highest on the list that won one. So I'd probably say the Undertaker. The Royal Rumble match it's fun, but it's nothing I ever take really serious, especially since like the last 10 years. just because they've gotten done with it. I'd say overall though, Undertaker winning would probably be my favorite because it's like the only time he won.
Mm-hmm.
Worst wins, well, we won't go to worst ones. So I'd say John Cena winning his first one, which was what in like 07, I think. 08? 07 or 08, he won his first one. So yeah, Undertaker, Cena, and then realistically, a third one, Edge. I think Edge getting his was because that was the start of his main event push, and I was always an Edge fan. Like I remember when before Edge debuted, they were running those vignettes of him like running across like rooftops and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of like a big payoff of like following him for that long of when he finally got the push to the main event scene. I'd say those probably be my favorite three. Randy Orton winning in 2008, I'd say is probably close because I went to that Royal Rumble. I'm just not the world's biggest Randy Orton fan, especially back then because like he was a known prick to like everybody.
Yes.
I think the worst Royal Rumbles is probably more fun to talk about. So I mean, you right off the rip, you could talk about Vince McMahon winning.
Yeah.
Like right off the rip, like you don't have to look hard. But McMahon winning after
Yeah, that was back
McMahon,
in
that was 99.
1999.
Yeah, that was 99. I would say second worst, probably Triple H winning in what was it, 15 or 16? I think it was 16 when Triple H won. Like you're already at like retirement
At
level, dude. Just give it up.
You talking about back in 2002 in Atlanta?
No, like in 15 or 16. I think it was 16 that he won.
Let's see. That one.
Pretty sure it was 16.
He won that in 2016 in Orlando.
Yep. Yeah, I would say McMahon, the 2016 Triple H, and then just because it's just not plausible. Rey Mysterio winning the Royal Rumble is still something I absolutely hate.
I got one. Only I say this one because it didn't pay off, but it was a hell of a match. And it didn't make sense to me why you turned them heel afterwards. And that was when Shinsuke Nakamura.
I was about to say you were going to say Shinsuke because they never did anything
back in
with
2018. Yeah, when he fought AJ Styles.
As soon as you said it didn't pay off, I was like, he's talking about Shinsuke.
Yeah, it was no payoff because he won it and he lost clean to AJ, which I'm okay with. But then like afterwards, it was just the heel turn. Like he just kicked him in his balls and that was it. Like that's it. And usually, like if you win the Royal Rumble, you usually win the title. And
if you've never won the title before and you win the Royal Rumble, it's basically the sign that you're going to win WrestleMania because it's like your chance to get your push, things like that.
Yes.
For Shinsuke, Shinsuke is one that bothers me a lot because he came over much like AJ. Difference is AJ's American. But Shinsuke had a huge following in New Japan. If you were a wrestling fan that followed anything outside of WCW, ECW, WWE, you knew who Shinsuke Nakamura was. It's not like he had to build his fan base. And they've just never done anything with him. Like his greatest accomplishment in WWE is that he won the Royal Rumble.
Yes. And ever since then, it's been United States title run.
And they're not good title runs. That's the problem. If he had like an amazing feud with a couple people with a title, I'd say that. But like when he had the title with the whole LA Knight thing, that was just a complete disaster. So his greatest accomplishment in WWE is that he won the Royal Rumble.
And I hate, and I promise you guys, I hate doing this, but comparing him to Jey Uso, where Jey Uso, they put a rocket on him and they launch him to the sky, and he won the World Heavyweight Championship, and only for like 30 some days later they took it off of him.
51.
30 plus days later. How long? 51? Okay. So 30 plus days later, they took it off of him. His title match with AJ Styles is probably a classic one because they always put on good matches. But the simple fact that they didn't put the title on him, that's why I consider it probably one of the worst ones, because you could have made a case where you could have put the title on Shinsuke and see what he could have done as champion. Because we see him as United States champion. Nothing.
Yeah, Shinsuke bothers me a lot because he's capable of doing so much. But again, I know what it is. It's the same thing I told you right before Stephanie Vacher got her big push. If you can't speak English, WWE ain't going to do anything with you.
No. And that's one thing I'm scared about Julia, because like Shinsuke, her English is not well, but she's learning. She's learning,
and at least they've given her a mouthpiece with
right.
Kiana.
Right. With Shinsuke, they gave him nothing.
I mean, I
It
love
was
Stephanie Bacher. Stephanie Bacher is amazing. Is she a step below Julia?
100%.
But her English was more advanced than Julia's. That's why she got the push first.
Yes. And I'm on the record to say this. I might not have said to the fans out here of ours, but I have said it in the past to Jamie that I kind of feel that Julia is on the wrong show. They should have put her and Stephanie on the same show and continue the feud that they had. And maybe just move two women wrestlers from Raw, put them on SmackDown. That's just one man's opinion.
I'm pretty sure I don't want them to do a draft anymore because the draft doesn't matter. I mean, when Sami Zayn just basically just calls himself over to SmackDown and says, "Oh, I signed a contract. I'm on SmackDown now." Just shuffle everybody up. Just move the guys over as needed. Like, don't make a big deal about, "Oh, this person signed a contract to this, blah blah blah." Like, nobody cares about that. Just move the people over as needed. You don't need to do a whole, "Oh, we signed a contract with them because their Raw contract was up." Like, no. We move this guy over to this show. Period.
They need to do what the NFL do when it comes to their salary cap. It's non-existent.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to certain, it's non-existent. It's just an imaginary thing that the media and football personnel people like throw around. We got a salary cap. Did you see what the Eagles just did 2 years last season after that? It doesn't exist.
Yeah. And there's so much restructuring, just like the Lions. The Lions are going to restructure Goff because they're not going to take a $50 million cap hit.
Nah. So let me give you my 3 favorite Royal Rumble and my 3 favorite moments. This one is kind of the same time because it's the first ever Royal Rumble back in 1988. And I like it because I remember it because I watched it. Hacksaw Jim Duggan won. And I kind of thought that out of all people, they picked Hacksaw to win it. But at the same time, it kind of fits because even though Hacksaw hasn't won a title in the WWE, it made him to a bigger star than I ever thought because he's Hacksaw Jim Duggan. And usually guys like Hacksaw Jim Duggan don't become big time stars. They usually become jobbers. But he got over. He won the Royal Rumble, elevated him. And not only that, but a lot of my favorite wrestlers of all time were in that Royal Rumble. So that's one.
Well, it was a great Royal Rumble. That's why it didn't make a lot of sense that Jim Duggan would win. I mean, Big John Studd was in that one. He won the second Royal Rumble. And then, of course, the love of Hogan. He won twice in a row.
Yeah. And I think King Kong Bundy was in there. And
no, Bundy never won one.
He's in the Royal Rumble.
He's in a lot of the Royal Rumbles early on, but he never won one.
And that's kind of shocking. Like, yo, this dude never won one?
Wow. They never did anything with King Kong Bundy.
No, he was to me like what Andre the Giant was. He's just a special attraction. He's just a guy. He was just big, and you can promote him. And I think what movie he was in, Popeye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's just a special attraction. He's a big guy, extraordinarily huge for his size.
5 count.
Right? Yeah, 5 count, and Vince made a lot of money off of him. He didn't really need to win the Royal Rumble because Vince made his money back off of him, so it was good.
Well, it's also surprising that they didn't do more with him, knowing that Andre was deteriorating as fast as he was, that they never did anything more with him on a big scale.
Nah, I mean, he has some feuds with Hulk Hogan, which were decent. I mean, same with Big John Studd. Big John Studd, as you say, won the second Royal Rumble, and he did some things with Hulk Hogan, and he was, for a bad guy, he was very popular in those days. So, and Vince really didn't do anything with him. He was just another guy who turned out to be a special attraction. Okay, he was.
There's a lot of people in the 80s that could have had drastically different careers if Hulk Hogan wasn't in the way.
Was Hulk Hogan in the way, or was Vince McMahon in the way, or both?
It's both, because Vince is going to ride something until it's dead in the ground.
And he rode it till it was before
he rode Hulk Hogan to where it was dead in the ground, to the point that Hogan wanted to go heel. And no, we're still making money. We're still selling merchandise, so we're not doing that. And then he ends up walking away from the company because at that point, Vince was sick of the whole Hulk Hogan thing, so he went to WCW. Did the Hulk Hogan thing for a little bit and then completely flipped it.
My second one, and this one is definitely, I mean, this one was very unusual. It's something we haven't seen before. And this was the Royal Rumble back in 1994 when Lex Luger and Bret Hart won. I mean, it was like, what? A double winner? That never happens.
They tried to do it later on with Cena and Batista. They tried it, didn't work.
Yeah.
The timing was off, but they tried it.
Yeah.
They tried really hard to push Luger, especially when he came back with like the whole all-American thing, like doing the whole body slam thing. The body slam challenge, it was fun. I remember watching it. And you could see most of those guys could have slammed Yoko if they wanted to, but they had to sell it as that they couldn't. Like, you could see most of those guys head him up, and all they had to do was drop him, and they would purposely fall backwards just to, let Luger come out and do his thing. He burned really hot for a quick second, and then when people realized he couldn't wrestle, it all faded away again. And then he went back to WCW.
Yeah. Yeah. I would prefer them two just had a one-on-one match, determine the winner of the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't make, or either, hey, we got to define winner and these guys keep going. Having both of those guys do it, and to me, that kind of really just messed over Brett, because it's like, damn, that just add ammunition to the whole situation for him and Vince McMahon. You try to screw Brett by having Luger and Brett win the Royal Rumble. What was the whole point of that? One guy was going to get the title shot. Then back then, it wasn't even for the title. It was just for the bragging rights. And it was like, okay. And my last one, and I can't say it was my worst one, but just on reputation and fair at that time, that it didn't mean anything. It meant something to the wrestler, but not to anybody else. And that was back in 2011 with Alberto Del Rio winning the Royal Rumble.
There was a couple bad years. That's right around when I stopped watching originally, of just watching WWE, because it was the whole PG storylines, and like guys like Alberto Del Rio, he's not a likable guy. You can't even like him as a heel. He's just a douche. And how he ever got pushed, I'm not really sure. And then you followed it up with Sheamus. I think, was Sheamus the year after that, or?
Yes.
And like Sheamus, to me, kids love him. I totally get that, but like, he's a goof. I don't want to see Sheamus wrestle. I mean, I've never liked Sheamus.
I like Alberto Del Rio, and this is good and bad. I like Alberto Del Rio because he brought a different style of wrestling to the WWE. It was most of that
Greco-Roman, yeah.
Greco-Roman, yeah.
But I mean, guys like that, Benoit did a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
The guys that could really go in the ring, the technical wrestlers, they were all doing that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Before Alberto Del Rio was.
But he was just more flamboyant than Benoit and then Bret Hart and all those technical guys. But like I said, what was worse about it was that when he won, and nobody really gave a care about it. And then, when he won the championship, nobody really cared about it. It was like, okay, we gave you a championship. We're going to give you a nice push, and we are going to hurry up and take this title off of you.
Well, when the fans aren't reacting to you, like, that's a death knell. Like, when they're not even booing you, it's one thing if they're trying to push you, like, take Charlotte Flair last Royal Rumble, for instance. They're expecting her to come back and just everybody's going to love her. Everybody's going to love her. And what happens? She wins and people were booing.
Yeah.
They should have just played right into that and just make her go heel. I tried to do what you guys wanted, blah, 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 blah. Screw you. I'm out for me. But no, then they had to force the whole thing with Alexa Bliss. You've stuck Alexa Bliss into this year-long forced tag team, killing any momentum that she could have just to make Charlotte Flair get over.
Yeah.
Charlotte Flair has the personality of a wet paper bag. Like, what are they going to do when they finally take Alexa Bliss away from her? It's going to be a whole lot of nothing. She's going to have to go back to heel because she doesn't know how to be a face.
Actually, she won't be heel when that happens.
I know she won't be. It's going to be Alexa Bliss, and it's going to blow up in their face.
Yeah. Well, it's already blowing their face now because both of these ladies should be heel tag team, but you know how that goes. And we also got some bad ones here. The year in Saudi Arabia, I want to say 2018, where Braun Strowman won it. It was a nice feeling because back in the States, he had some fans, but at the same time, when he got the title and that push,
it was cool because it was the first 50 man, like the whole thing with that, like that was cool. But Braun Strowman, again, it's just like, it's one of those guys that punch, kick, body slam. Like, we're getting to a point where guys, like, they want to see actual wrestlers. Like, I don't even know if Steve Austin in his prime right now with the current wrestling environment would be the same hit that he was back then. Because I think part of what made Austin so good was people hate their bosses. Vince McMahon is still the greatest heel of all time and barely ever wrestled the match because he automatically had that in as he's the boss. He makes the rules. You do as he says. Steve Austin became everybody's hero of he gets to beat up his boss and humiliate his boss every week. But as far as ring work, after he broke his neck, Austin was punch, kick, stomp a mud hole, Luthez press, stunner, match over. It's the 5 moves of doom.
Yeah. And with Braun Strowman, I think, was that year he was just battling Roman Reigns? Or was it? It wasn't Bray Wyatt. I think, was it Roman?
Bray Wyatt was after that, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think it was Roman.
It was somebody else too. I can't remember, but that's why, to me, it was his. Because to me, when you win the Royal Rumble, your push to the championship and your championship run goes hand in hand. Because I mean, it just does.
So I saw something, not to get too off topic, but I saw something yesterday. Somebody posted about Matt Morgan. I'm a huge Matt Morgan fan. Matt Morgan only wrestled like a handful of matches in WWE before he got let go. Because if you ever notice, they always want their big guys to come in and just be silent, big dummies for the most part. Matt Morgan is not a silent dummy. He's actually very smart and he can talk. But if you remember when he came to WWE, and people might not remember because he was only there for a hot minute, they gave him the whole stuttering lisp gimmick.
Yes,
he wasn't smart, and they just don't know what to do with him. And I think Braun Strowman falls into the reason I bring up Matt Morgan is I think Braun Strowman falls into that same category of, from a looks perspective, he had the look that Vince and all those guys love. He's a huge monster-sized guy, just like Matt Morgan was, but he's educated and he knew how to speak, but they didn't know what to do with him. So what do? Oh, let's dress him up like a swamp walker and he can hang out with Bray Wyatt. Okay, well, when they split that up, what do we do with Braun Strowman? Well, he's the monster among men. But now he's the monster of all monsters. Like, they were trying to force something on him that just let him be him and figure out what gimmick he wants to run with. And if it fails, it's on him. You kept forcing him into these things that don't fit him. Yeah. And then you have him getting beat up by Bronson Reed, who's like half his size.
Yeah. And other memorable moments of wrestlers winning the Royal Rumble. Shawn Michaels, his very first one back in 1996. Back in 1995. And if we also remember, that was the year that Shawn Michaels, either 94 or that year, he was a solo wrestler, and the Royal Rumble kind of launched his career. No, was it 94 SummerSlam that launched his career, or was it the Royal Rumble? I can't remember.
I mean, 94 is when he got like his push to start, but the Royal Rumble is where it was like he's going to be the next champion.
Yeah. And if I remember that scene when he won the championship at WrestleMania, when he dropped down to his knees and cried because he won, tears of joy. So that was a good one. And
he's
another
also
one,
only one of 3 people that have won the Royal Rumble that entered at number 1.
Yes. And another one which the WWE will never recognize, and I understand why. Back in 2004 with Chris Benoit.
2 of the 3 people that have entered at number 1 and 1.
Yes. That will be remembered because he took that win and he beat Triple H and Shawn Michaels for the championship at Madison Square Garden. And what we remember for that day was the moment he shared with Eddie Guerrero, 2 best friends, 2 champions on different, one on Raw, one on SmackDown. And that was a moment that we always forget with the confetti coming down, they're hugging and they raising the belts in hand. Another one, I'm about to piggyback off of Jamie here. The Undertaker, for many reasons other than it was done in San Antonio, Texas. He's from that area of Texas. I think he's from the Houston, San Antonio area, right? Somewhere in between. That was his first one, surprisingly.
It's his only one.
Yeah. And, the Undertaker is a type of guy where he doesn't need the title. He has a gimmick, a character that's bigger than the title. So by him winning the Royal Rumble and winning the championship at WrestleMania, that's something special. And plus, like I said, it was his first one. And shockingly, it took that long for him to win his first one. And if you want to throw in John Cena and The Rock, both of them win at Madison Square Garden, that was a good moment. Edge was a good moment.
Actually, I have a new number 1. I'm not even going to hate on Vince McMahon winning that much. My number 1 worst Royal Rumble was last year. Jey Uso
when
won.
Cody Rhodes won it?
No, Jey Uso. Worst Royal Rumble win, period. Hands down.
Here's the problem with the Jey Uso, and this is we're going to...
What was that video I sent you from B2K25 that somebody posted? Just super kick, super kick, super kick. That's all he's good for. It's not even a good super kick.
Here's the thing with Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble, and me just taking a step back, looking at it from 2020, it was that it wasn't about what Jey did in the ring. It was about his popularity, the merch. When he come out, everybody doing this. When he come out to the crowd, everybody's loving it. He gets the crowd hype. He gets all the wrestlers hype, and not taking anything away with his skill set in the wrestling.
So let your feelings out. Don't try and cover it up. Just let your feelings out.
No. I'm not covering. I'm not taking anything away from it. It just, he's super kick, splash, spear. That's it. It was nothing that Jey Uso did something special in the ring. I love this WrestleMania
Did he wrestle
moment.
on Monday? Did I miss it?
He did not wrestle on Monday.
So is that a month straight where they've had them come out and just play their intro song and do nothing else?
Jimmy wasn't there.
Jimmy wasn't there the week before either, I don't think.
No, he's with Naomi.
Yeah, which makes sense because they're basically on the same timeline that me and Susie are.
Yeah.
So it could be like any day now. I'm hoping it goes to Sunday for our planned thing. So
there was some reports that she was having some issues with her pregnancy, but what I read on her right now, she said everything is good. So it made sense for him to be there.
But yeah, they just have Jey coming out, run back the theme song. Like, when that's your only value to the company, like, we don't need to see you in the ring. Nobody needs to see that. Just go out, play your theme song twice, run it back, and walk away.
Yeah. I don't blame Jey for that because I'm quite sure Jey would like to show more what he can do in the ring. But this is his value. And on Monday night, he came out, he was scouting competition because him and Jimmy are defending the titles at the Royal Rumble. Mm-hmm. I do believe so. And they're facing Alpha Academy. So,
yeah.
Well, no, excuse me. Jimmy and Jey are both in the Royal Rumble. On Monday night, they're facing the Alpha Academy. Excuse me about that. I gotta get that right. So there you go. I mean, that's what we think of.
It's compounded by the fact that Jimmy and Jey do the exact same moves.
Yes.
Which makes it 100 times worse. Having the worst moveset, okay. You could say it's the Vince McMahon 5 moves of doom because, Triple H just inherited that same logic.
Yes, he did.
Is do your 5 moves of doom. But when you have a twin brother that does the exact same moveset, and the only difference between your moveset, between you and your brother and your cousin Roman Reigns, is that he does a super punch where you guys do a frog splash or a super kick.
Or the 1D.
Yeah, or the 1D. And that's because you're a tag team. So you swapped Roman's Superman punch with a super kick. Other than that, they're the exact same wrestlers.
Yeah, and to me, you tell you let my feelings out. It's kind of disappointing because I remember the Usos when they came in, when they started their career, they did a lot more than what they're doing now.
So that's why I'm such a Jey Uso hater, because back then they were great.
Yeah, when they first started and when they was with Tamina, they were showing out. Mm-hmm. Now it's like, what happened?
And like the New Day saying they're the best tag team of all time in WWE, the Usos saying they're the best tag team of all time in WWE. No, you might have more title wins. The Rockers are still better than you. I would even make a case that the Natural Disasters are still better than you. The Demolition was certainly better than you. The Legion of Doom, if they would have stuck around longer, they're the all-time kings. And you could make a case that the Dudley Boys are still the best.
You can make a case that the Lucha Brothers might be better, and hopefully they get together.
I'm hoping that they put those two together so people can actually watch them wrestle on a big stage besides just the small little stuff they got to do in AEW.
Yeah, I know. It's terrible. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's our show for today. Exactly 33 minutes and some change.
Look at us go.
I know. You won't
stayed on topic for the most part today.
Today will be the last day you'll see this gentleman for a few weeks, as he will be a father, first-time father. And
few weeks. You
got to take care of your family. You got to take care of your baby. You're going to miss this weekend, right?
You buy the shirt like I got. You just stuff the kid right here. Problem solved.
Okay, so he's going to miss this weekend. He'll be back the following week.
I mean, if we do it on Saturday, I'm good. If it's Sunday, Monday, no. Absolutely not, because I'll be doing that. But by the following weekend, I'd be good again. But I got the shirt. I got the baby carrier. Just plop the kid right here.
So you won't see him this weekend. He'll be back next Saturday with the kid in his pouch, ready to go.
Kangaroo pouch is ready. It is ready.
All right, guys. This has been DS Walk, Daredevil J, Signature and Finisher Podcast. I will see you this weekend. God bless you all. Have a good Tuesday.
Yeah. DS Walk. Daredevil world. Signature finish, yo. Let's go. Mic check, fade in, red light on. BS in the chair, new day, same dawn. Got notes in the pad, got truth on deck. Ask real tight questions, put respect on the check. We break plays down, then we break them again. From the huddle to the hustle to the how we win. You can hear grind talk in the breaths we take. Every story got a scar, every star got weight. It's that signature and finisher talk. Standing every show where DS walk. Daredevil J, bring the flame, no fear. If you came for the real, park right here. It's that signature and finisher talk. Running to the end, we don't ever cut it short. Turn the volume up till the doubt disappear. If you came for the real, park right here, never drop in. Whole move, switch lanes, spin stacks so sharp, cut straight through games. We don't chase bright noise, we just chase that proof. Put the mic on a mission, let the tape show truth. From the couch to the court, from the block to the board. Every guest got a journey, every play got a score. We just tie threads together, make the picture clear.